record so I don't forget to do that. And then I'll mute people that can't mute themselves. Okay, so I will go ahead and introduce you. You guys, this is Robyn. I'm so grateful that she was able to get on today. Robyn is one of Brigida's Diamond or Star Diamond coaches. She has 4 lifetime diamonds and is currently a 2-star diamond. Let's see, Success Club 5 legend, team leader. She has 4 kids, but she's currently pregnant with number 5. Do you know what you're having yet? I think you do. No?
No.
Are you going to find out? Okay. She loves the chocolate vegan Shakeology, which is my favorite, and P90X3 has been her go-to, but she said she's been doing more yoga with the pregnancy as well. So I will turn the time over to you.
Okay, so I had visions of grandeur for this call. I was like, I'm going to make these beautiful slides, and it's going to be so great. But I hope that you guys can just stick with me here and listen to my voice. I do have an outline with bullet points, and I will tell you when it would be a great time to pull out your notebook. But I'm sad to let you know you're going to have to look at my face the whole time. One of the things that I think I do well in Beachbody is, honestly, I treat it like a business, but I also don't get hung up on the pomp and circumstance. Like, I just don't, and as a mom of multiple small kids and just a schedule that's ever changing, I have to be a little more flexible with what I'm going to get done. And sometimes I have killer slides and they just look amazing and my team knows this. And other times we're just flying by the seat of our pants a little bit. Because honestly, Becky knows this, coaching is simple. Like, it really is simple. You can become a 4-star, 3-star diamond coach without any slides at all. You don't have to be wearing makeup. Like, it is okay to go up on a call and sometimes, not be the Miss America pageant coach. So I appreciate those of you that can understand that, and I hope that everybody can understand where I'm coming from on that. I'm going to pull up my outline really quick. I don't know if Becky listed out what I was going to go over in the call. Let me find it here. Okay. How do I see myself? Let's see. It's called Speaker View or something. Okay. So I'm going to go over 3 categories. And there's not a ton of notes. So if you have just like one sheet of paper, you can break it into 3 long sections. The top one will be 3 steps to gain trust with your social media followers so that you have better Success Club numbers and better team growth. The second section, you can do like a third down the page or however you're taking your notes. 3 tips on how to have results-minded challenge groups. And what I mean by that is the people in your challenge groups totally expect to lose weight, to change, to see success in your challenge group because of your awesome coaching. And that builds rapport with Beachbody, like them appreciating Beachbody, understanding Shakeology. And then also it helps you, when you get a lot of results in your groups, it helps your personal brand. Like, your customers know that you get people results. Your coaches know that you get results. You can see how that could build trust in your team, trust on social media. Anyway, so that's the 3rd section. And then the last section is 3 things that you really should strive to do daily to boost your personal confidence as a coach. One of the things that I realized when I first became a coach, when you first dive in, maybe you don't understand, well, we all don't understand everything, but you have to really think, what is a coach? When you think of a coach, like think of a high school basketball coach. You think of a wrestling coach. You think of, you know, an NFL coach. You think of an NBA coach. Think of, you know, the Olympics are on right now. Think of those coaches. What do they do? What do they do for the athlete? What do they do for the team? Do they maybe show up now and then? You better believe they are at the rink or they're at the, what is that thing called? The court before the players. They've been there for hours studying, like trying to figure it out. Like earlier today, I took an hour to really think about this call, make this outline. And earlier this morning when Becky and I were talking about what we wanted to talk about and the different things that coaches do. And anyway, so there was thought and effort put into this call way before we all clicked sign in. Just like a coach. What else do coaches do? They help the team get results. Otherwise, they get fired. If the team's not winning, if the athlete doesn't win, they get fired. No one would hire them, okay? What about the coach's personal? Do they not eat right? Do they not respect their sleep patterns? No way. Like those coaches, I mean, we're talking, you know, but still, even a high school coach, like they have to be organized. Their team needs to win. If you're a Beachbody coach looking to make income, I dare say you're a coach looking to win. Like you want to make something of this. You have a dream, you have an idea that this coaching is going to do something for you other than just, you know, the weight loss and stuff. And if that is just your personal journey at this point, that's awesome. But most people that I've ever talked to have had a little glimmer of a vision or a huge vision that they really want to work towards. So keep those things in mind when you think about what you are as a coach. This is not a simple title. This is an honorable title. We're supporting people. I don't know. I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome what we get to do. Like we bring people together in a positive environment and we recognize and we cheer and we're just like, oh my gosh, we're so amazing. Look at everybody go. Like you don't find that in society. Like you get together with a bunch of ladies and a lot of times it turns to gossip or the Bachelorette and I'm not saying all that, you know, the Bachelorette's bad or something, but it's definitely not like going to enhance your life. Does that make sense? And so I'm just saying that what we do as coaches is awesome. It's unique. It's special. We actually help people change their very lives, which changes their future, which changes their kids. Like what we get to do is truly an honorable thing. So let's go back to section 1. Section 1 was 3 steps to gain trust with social media followers and have better Success Club numbers and team growth. Everybody want that, right? Raise your hand, you know? Yes! But what's interesting, I hope a lot of you have read the book, The Slight Edge. If you haven't, highly, like every coach should read that book. So go get it. Get on Amazon right now and go order it. Slight Edge talks about those little things in your life that are easy to do, but they're super, super easy not to do. Okay? It's like brushing your teeth. Is it super, super easy to do? It really is. It's like less than 2 minutes. It's like, and yet it's super, super easy to not do. To just get up, go on with your day, whatever. You know, those little things in life that are super easy not to do. Flossing. Maybe we should use flossing because we know that it's actually really easy to go through and floss your teeth. It probably takes 30 seconds. And yet how many of us don't do it often? And then we get to pay our dentist $2,000 to fill all of our cavities and root canals. You know, there's those little things in coaching that are the same way that over time will either make something awesome in your business happen or nothing will happen. You can't do them just once or twice. And these are the things, I'm going to give you 3 things you really need to do to gain that trust with people. When you're gaining trust with somebody, you don't disappear. It has to be consistent. If any of you are moms and you've done potty training, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're in and out on that potty training, that kid does not trust that you care a lick about whether he pees on the floor or not, because you're not consistent. But when you're right there and it's very consistent and you've stuck to your guns, it usually happens. So number one, under this 3 steps to gain trust, you need to post every day in social media. Every single dang day. You have to show up for your team. You have to show up for your followers. You have to show up for your potential people that are watching you. We all know there are so many people watching your page. I have discovered that to be true 100% of my coaching journey. There is someone every month, almost I would say every month, that pops up in my messenger that says, I've been watching you, I'm ready. Always, like always. And so when I'm like, oh, people are tired of hearing my story, or should I post this today, or God, I've already posted twice, should I really post 3 times? I mean, every training I've ever heard from anybody that makes, an income with online, they're like, you have to post multiple times a day. You have to show up. That's part of our job. We might be sitting in our home in comfortable clothes doing it, but that is your job. If you're not doing it, don't expect income. It's so simple to do. It is so simple to pick up your dang phone, take a selfie, and post about your day. It takes seconds, and yet so many coaches don't do it. It's that little thing. Does it really matter? It really matters. It really matters. Post about why you're a coach, why you're working out that day, why you choose the life you do, why did you do that thing? Like, it doesn't have to be, some people say, I'm not interesting. And I'm like, everybody's awesome. Everyone's life is so different. If you work out, don't just say T25, thumbs up. No. Say, I love T25 because I'm a busy mom and I can get in and out in 25 minutes and my butt is killing me. Somebody bring me a handlebar for when I have to go potty. Like, that kind of a post goes, she's funny, she's real, and 25 minutes, I bet I could do that as a busy mom too. They may not like on it, they may not tell you that, but somebody is watching. You have to post why. If you're out doing fun mailings for your team and you post a little picture, why did you do that? Talk about recognition. Talk about how awesome it is that you're involved in this community that's, you know what I mean? Don't just post the thing and say some generic thing like people know what coaching is. They really don't. Until you're a coach and you've been in it and you see it, they don't know. So when you're making those social media posts, that's why. There's a story that Brigitte tells often. I've heard other leadership people tell this analogy. But some coaches or new coaches or even established coaches are like, I just don't post to social media. I think it's weird or it takes too much time. What you're doing, though, is you're unlayering what coaching is. You're unlayering Beachbody. You're unlayering what we're doing to the point where people can really make an informed decision if they want to reach out to you or not. You can't make generalized statements that don't explain a little bit of that thought process. What's T25? Why is it called T25? So there's this analogy of making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Maybe a lot of you have heard this before. So the teacher stands up in front of the class and says, okay, I have a jar of jelly, I have a jar of peanut butter, and I have a loaf of bread and a knife. How do I make the peanut butter and jelly? And the student raises their hand and says, you put jelly on one side of the bread and the peanut butter on the other side of the bread, and you use the knife to do it. So the teacher tries to pick up the peanut butter jar with the knife and puts it on one side of the loaf of the bread and tries to pick up the jelly and puts it on the other side of the loaf of the bread and says, okay, is this a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? And they're like, well, no, you have to open the jar. She's like, oh, so explain it to me again. So they're like, okay, open each jar, then open the loaf of bread, then take 2 pieces out and then do the same thing. So she opens them all. She takes 2 pieces of bread out. And then she proceeds to take the jars and put it on both sides of the bread. And they're like, no. You have to take the knife and dip it inside the jar, pick up one slice of bread and spread it on one, and then set that one down. Then you pick up the knife, dip it in the peanut butter, spread it on the other side of the bread, and then you put the 2 pieces together. Like, Do you see how we broke it down more and more and more? When you're posting in social media, you're posting about what, this is the next one, number 2. You're posting about what coaching is, what it does for you, little objections and hesitancies that you had before you became a coach. You're breaking it down for them. You can't just say, as coaches, we recognize people, it's so fun. Why do you do that though? Like, break it down for them. Like, before I became a coach, I didn't understand recognition. But my coach just shouted me out in my team page and it felt this way. It was amazing. It's been amazing to be recognized for those little things I do every day that really take effort. It's been awesome. Like, explain it to the people. And then when you start inviting, you're not going to get as many objections. I promise you, you guys, I do not get very many objections at all because constantly in my social media, I'm clearing them up. I'm going through everything that I had a hesitancy as a coach before. The price, what was in Shakeology, why is Shakeology so special, why is Shakeology the price point that it is? You know what I mean? All of those things I go over often and I do them again. Every month, I'm going back through my list. I made a list. Anyway, so that's the second thing. And then the third thing you should be posting about to gain trust with those social media followers, which will give you the better Success Club numbers and better team growth because those people are going to know what they're getting into when you ask them. There's not going to have to be this huge, long process of forming and talking. And if they follow you on social media, they will know what they're getting into. And they should be really excited if you talked about how cool your team is and, you know. Anyway, but the third thing you should be posting about is your transformation. And I'm talking weekly. Weekly. And I really wanted to make a slide. I had visions of what it was going to look like because some people think I only have one set of before and afters. I'm not going to post that every single week. Like, that would get so boring. But remember that us as coaches, we might get tired of hearing our story, but everyone else doesn't. Like, they need to hear it over and over and over. They need to be reminded that you are somebody that can take them where they want to go. They have to see that every week. You have to. And most of you know, if you post a before and after, they're usually popular posts. I get a lot of likes and comments and congrats and stuff on my page every time I do. So it's going to increase your traction. It's going to increase your confidence as a coach. And people are going to see that you really do walk the walk and talk the talk. But the thing is it doesn't always have to be your before and afters of your physical body. I've done ones where it's my face. I show my eyes because there has been a countenance change since I've become a coach. It's confidence, self-esteem, surety, purpose, all of those things. I look at pictures of me before and I was happy. It was fine. Like, life was just going on. But now, like, my eyes have a fire in them. It's like, so I show a picture and I call them face-to-face posts and I do them every now and then. Like, here's my face before, here's my face now. Not only is it thinner, but look at my eyes. And I talk about the transformation that I've gone through mentally and spiritually. And then I've also done posts where it's not so much like showing my stomach or my abs or, you know, whatever program I just finished, but things I used to do. I had a post that was super popular that people loved, that I got a lot of people messaging me about, where I showed how I used to wear huge sweaters. I would wear really big sweaters because it would cover up everything. I didn't have to worry about what my shirt looked like or readjusting my bra or I don't know, whatever the stuff we do. I would just wear these huge sweaters. And so I was like, you know what? I don't do that anymore. I am totally comfortable wearing a fairly form-fitting t-shirt no matter where I am, you know. And so I posted a picture of me at an ice rink, a place that maybe somebody would choose to wear a sweater. It was an indoor one. It wasn't that cold. And here I was in, you know, form-fitting jeans and a really cute t-shirt. And then I posted my sweater picture where I'm hiking with my family with this huge sweater on. It was ridiculous. But I'm like, I used to be a sweater hider. Anyone relate? People loved that post. That's a transformation post. It was showing how my mindset has changed in what I'm wearing, what I choose to wear. So when I say post your transformation every week, it's not the exact same post you're doing. And this is me, like, breaking this down for you to the bread and peanut butter. giving you these ideas. You might say, oh, it's a lot of information, but I'm breaking it down for you. So it's not like post your transformation and on your notes it says post your transformation. Like, I want you to understand that it's your whole transformation. Has your marriage changed? Has your spouse's ideas of Shakeology changed? Like, has there been a transformation in any area of your life? Maybe your kids feeling more secure when your finances aren't so tight. You know, so many things happen when coaches start to succeed and they build this wealth and they build this rapport. You can start talking about how your life is transforming in any little way. So that's the first section. Post daily about why you're a coach, why you work out, why you choose the life you do. Get specific. Post about what coaching is, what it does for you, all the objections, things that you thought of before you were a coach, and then post about your transformation weekly. People that seriously want to recruit and seriously I'm doing a team cup team, right? And I'm like, we are posting our transformation every Tuesday and every Thursday. Okay? Because I've taken enough trainings and they always say that, like a couple times a week for sure. Okay, so second section. 3 tips on how to have results-minded challenge groups so that you can build rapport with our awesome company Beachbody and your own brand among your clients. So number 1 in there, you need to have your challengers taking pictures and measurements. I know when I was a brand new coach, I was afraid to ask for that because I remember how hard it was for me. But guess what? 90% of all my challengers send me their pictures and their measurements. Do you know why? It's because I made a video. I got real with them and said, look, you guys, I know you don't want to do this. This is why. And I shared with them my experience. I didn't want to face the reality of what my choices had done to my body. I didn't want anyone else to know. I wanted this to be a private affair because I was ashamed. And I said, and so I know that, and I know you don't want to do this, but I will tell you that I took those pictures anyway. I didn't show my husband. I didn't show anybody. But I knew that if I didn't have something to compare to, and I got to the end of that first month of busting my butt and going without my favorite treats, and I didn't think anything changed, it was going to be really hard. So I'm like, I'm going to do this because every person I've ever seen that has really good success, they got real and they took the pictures. So I did too. So I'm going to challenge you to get real, be 100% with this. You've invested in your program. You know, it's time to invest in yourself. Take the pictures. I'm not even going to look at them. They're just going to sit in my email until you're done with the program, and then we'll compare them together in private. Like, you have to get real with your people. You have to be assertive in your place as a coach that you are going to get them results. You have to let them know you're confident. Like, Beachbody has done their homework. If those people do the program 100% and they eat the meal plan 100%, they will see a change. They may not lose 50 pounds and 100 inches or whatever, but they will feel something. Maybe just the support from you is going to change their life. But so that's the number 1. You've got to get pictures and measurements, and you need to show yours. I show mine from 2012. The ones I was so embarrassed to show anybody. I show them every month. I'm like, here was my transformation right here. These are my numbers. This is my measurements. And people love it. They're like, thank you so much for sharing this. Your numbers are actually close to mine. You give me hope. Like, people have to see that you have done what you're asking them to do to get the results. Okay? Number 2, you have to be committed to a program as a coach. I don't know how many of you went to Summit, but they said that at the end of every single speech. So I don't know if corporate got together with the speakers and was like, make sure you drive this point home. But they're like, you pick a program, you stick to the program, you do the meal plan, you do it 100%. You are committed before and after. You submit your results to the challenge. Our coaches should be in the challenge every month. I don't know why they're not. And it's a great point. That's what we do. So you need to be committed to a program, and you need to show social media how you're doing it. Did you print out a sheet for your meal plan? Why did you pick that one? Is it because it has a shopping list at the bottom? Are you the meal planner for your family? You know, this is the whole peanut butter and jelly sandwich thing. You have to get it so clear to them why we're doing this. So you need to be committed to a program as number 2. And you have to show how you're doing it. You have to. On social media, like, I'm doing T25, here's my meal. They really stress, high protein on this day because of this. I can't tell you how many people I know that are super fit. And I explained on my social media about the recovery drink and why you need recovery. And they were like, oh my gosh, I had no idea about muscle breakdown and all this stuff. And I've been going to the gym for so long. And I just thought, that's because you don't have an awesome coach. But do that, okay? Number 3, talk about the workouts and the meal plans that are on your own journey with Beachbody and why your team is called what it is. My team's called Lifetime. And in my challenge groups, I talk about that. Like, I want this to be a lifetime change for people. This is not a quick fix. This is not a one-time gig. Let's try it out and see if it works. I believe that what Beachbody offers, their meal plans, everything that they offer is completely doable for life. Eating clean, it takes consistent effort, and I'm going to be there for them. But anyway, post about your journey, post about your meal plans. I post my meal plan almost every week in social media, and you know what's so awesome? A lot of times my challengers, I'd say 8 out of 10 are like, yeah, I totally copied your meal plan that you posted last week on Thursday. And I'm like, nobody even liked on that post, but people screenshotted it and used it. So put it out there and put it in your challenge group. Post your meal plan every week in your challenge group. And guys, if you're not doing it, you're not helping your people as best as you can. I'm trying to say that, you need to be doing this. If you're going to do this and be a coach that people can count on, you've got to be doing these things yourself. It's our job. That's what Beachbody is paying you for, to go through the programs, help people see how they work, and have that, confidence that you really do know what you're talking about. And talk about your team name. That way, when they get to the end and they're like, I really think you'd be a great coach, they've heard of your team. They kind of know what you're about, what to expect on your team. Because you've talked about it in the challenge group. My team is so fun. We have our call tonight. We're Lifetime Fitness. And you know what I mean? Talk about it in your challenge groups a little bit. I post every week in my challenge group. I call it a coach post. You guys, coaching has blessed my life so much. Honestly, I coach a little bit for selfish reason because it keeps me on track. If I wasn't a coach, there's no way I don't think I would have maintained my 49-pound weight loss. I let them know the real raw, everything as best that I can. And like I said, I think that helps your recruiting numbers to actually have people that want to coach. I think it helps your Success Club numbers, everything. And it helps your groups to be results minded. So they're going to roll to your next group. They're going to stick with you until you get their goal because they know that you will. They know you can. I want to add this quick little tip. I didn't put it in here, but I should have. In this section, at the end of every group, you need to ask them for a testimonial. Whether they lost 3 pounds or 15 pounds or whatever, ask them, just say, hey, can you write me a paragraph of how you thought my coaching was? Why someone else maybe would want to do this group. And if you're not comfortable asking for that, you need to work on your groups. Okay. I have pages and pages, I just copy and paste them, of testimonials from my groups. You guys have probably seen me post them in social media if you follow me. I ask people, can I post this anonymously? Can I post this with your name? And even if I have really great pictures, I ask them, can I share this in social media? I can ask them. You need to have testimonials. You need to have those things so that when you invite to a challenge, you can say, look what other people said about my past challenge group. And you can have 3 or 4 testimonials right there to say, her groups are awesome. She'll never give up on you. The programs are fun. Her posts are motivating, whatever. Ask for testimonials so that you have that public proof. Okay, so the last section. 3 things that you should be doing daily to boost your personal confidence as a coach. Now, you can see how all of this stuff helps you be confident as a coach. But number 1 in this last category, personal development. Personal development reading. And I'm not talking about scriptures, and I'm not talking about listening to Joel Osteen or whatever. Spiritual development is one thing. Brain management and thinking is different. okay? And they can work beautifully together. I suggest to my coaches who are religious and believe in spiritual study to do them both for sure. But personal development reading helps your brain to think as a coach. It helps you to be able to help those people that message you that are struggling. I can't tell you how many things I end up like saying out of my mouth or typing out. And I'm like, this totally comes from the compound effect. This totally came from Energy Bus. This totally came from, whatever I had read. I'm like, oh, they need to hear this quote. And that way it's not just me like preaching to them or something. I can say, hey, I read this thing in this book. I totally thought of you. This is what it says. Is this something that's helping you? Like, and I always ask that, is this helping you? So anyway, personal development is going to boost your confidence as a coach. It's going to help you know what to say when people are struggling. So I can guarantee you the greatest coaches in the world, they're reading great books. Any great leader, NFL coaches, NBA coaches, you can talk to a lot of them and they are reading. They're reading leadership books, like the captains of the team, LeBron James, like they are listening and reading to good stuff. It's not just Beachbody coaches. Okay, so the number 2 thing in that last category, give yourself a little bit of self-grace when things don't go right. You're not going to be perfect all the time. That doesn't mean you get to step back and you get to not show up when crap hits the fan in your life. It just means that if it's not perfect and maybe you have to show up on a call that you were invited to be a guest speaker without slides, it's going to be okay. The world will continue to turn. Your kids are still going to wake up in the morning and have Lucky Charms, and it's going to be okay. Like, give yourself a little self-grace if things are not perfect, like the great way you imagine it could be, but also keep yourself accountable. I put this on the same thing. I'm like, self-grace, but accountability. If stuff doesn't go the way you want, you need to make sure and look and say, what choice did I make that made that happen? Because it's always your choices. Always. You cannot point fingers at anyone else. It will build your confidence, coach, to start taking true responsibility for your life. If something didn't go the way you wanted it to go, you have to look back and say, what choice did I make that made this happen? That helps you get real. What choice did I make, or did I think something or assume something when I should have just asked somebody to make sure that that's what was really happening before I acted in this way or responded to a customer or a coach complaint, or maybe you'll have coaches on your team that say they're going to do something and they don't. You can't assume it's just like because they don't want to be a great coach. Like, everybody wants to be a great coach. They obviously made a choice that wasn't important. So if they come to you and they're like, I'm not making money and my team, blah, 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 you can say, well, what choice did you make to have that happen? You can say that, and you need to be able to say it to yourself too. You create your life. You choose what's happening. The thought patterns you have, like, everything is your choice. And that's not always easy to do. I had an incident today where I had to really look back and be like, where did I go wrong? Because it totally was something I didn't anticipate or do, but I'm learning to do that better as a parent, as a wife, family member, sister, neighbor. Like, if something goes wrong or something's weird, I'm like, what did I do? I take responsibility for that, and I go back and say, what choice did I make? What point of view, what assumption did I take to make this happen? And there's always 2 sides, but you can choose how you react, okay? The third thing in this section is, again, you need to commit to a program. You really do. Like, that will boost your confidence as a coach so much. If you know you're doing it 100%, you're going to see amazing results. You need to have those before and after, so that when you're posting your transformation all the time, you have several to pull from. I have a before and after for every program that I've finished. So I have lots to choose from, You need to document the program. You need to make YouTube videos. You need to be doing live videos. I know some coaches are so afraid to do that, but you guys, it will build your confidence and it will build your rapport. It does so much for me when I get on and make this live video. Like, I'm like, oh, that was fun. Like, and I might mess up, but I truly feel like I'm being myself. It's the most authentic that I am when I just do like a Facebook Live and I don't have notes and it's not all put together. It's just me. It's me. It's my words. That's all there is. Like, how can I be more authentic than that? So do more videos. If you're getting ready for a group, make a video about that program and how you got ready for it and what to expect. And did you get certified in a program? Are you a live instructor? Do your research. Find out about Shakeology. Find out some cool facts about this program. Find out, be proactive. If you're like, man, I wish I could have this really great post about this, go find the information. Make a post about it. So those are the 3 tips I have in the last category. Becky, that is all I have on my notes list. I didn't know if we wanted to do questions or if you wanted to jump in and say something.
Yeah, okay, so I think my video's off. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know why my video's not recording. It doesn't want you guys to see me in my pajamas, I guess. Yeah, I would love it if we can take, if you would be willing to take some questions, if people could ask you questions. Maybe just, I know that's one of the things my team likes to do, or I like my team to do. I like them to ask questions just because it's helpful to learn from other people. So I guess we can put it out to them, see if anyone has questions. So unmute yourself if you have any questions for Robyn.
Or comments, like if you've had a thought that you're like, oh, this was really good. I see some stuff in the chat box. But, if there's something or an experience you had that validates what I said, that would be good too.
No, okay, I loved what you said about making a video and addressing the concerns of your challengers who don't want to take pictures. I loved that because I remember when I first did it and Brigitte said that we had to take pictures and send them to her, and I did not want to, but I did. And I had my husband actually take my pictures, and I bawled when I saw what my backside looked like. Like, I thought it looked better than
well, you're braver than me. I didn't even tell my husband I was starting a program. I didn't even tell him I was taking pictures. Like, I did it totally in secret. I made sure my kids were watching a video, and I went in my bathroom and it was, I don't know, I was mortified. I'm like, I can't believe I'm doing this. But it made all the difference in the world. And I tell them that story in the video, and it really, really helps.
Yeah, it really does. And then I've had challengers tell me that they don't want to work out in front of their kids. And I told one of them specifically, I said, your assignment this week is to work out at least once in front of your kids because they need to see that. And she said she did, and her kids joined her. They started joining her doing one of the workouts, and that was such a cool thing for me to hear, that they joined her and they weren't making fun of their mom like she was afraid. Just little things like that are the things that I think are the magical parts of being a coach, and it's why I love being a coach.
That's awesome.
So, all right. Any questions, you guys? Robyn, thank you so much. I took awesome notes. I'm so excited to kind of revamp and just get back in and dig back into my challenge groups even more.
Don't forget to post on social media. I know you post, but
yeah. Sometimes I think I post too much, and then I'm like, oh, screw it, I'm posting anyway.
That's how I am too, because I don't know who's seen it and who's not.
No, exactly. Well, and then especially I do struggle posting about, I like what you said, like the little objections about coaching. I need to be better about that. That's one part that I struggle with because I forget to think about it. So that is one part that I'm really going to work on. Thank you for that.
Yay.
Thank you so much for getting on. I so appreciate this.
No problem, Becky. And you guys, I really did have great visions with these slides that were going to be great. But hopefully my outline was just good. And
no, it was perfect.
Good. So I'm going to just take it at that. And this was a win.
Yes. It was perfect. Thank you so much, Robyn. Have a good night, everyone.